I have no idea how long it's been since I've reacted to and broken down one of DIMASH's performances, but that's what we're going to do today. I am really excited. This human being has a voice that continues to amaze and shock people. I am excited to see what happens today in my viewing of Your Love. This is DIMASH QUDAIBERGEN and Igor Krutoy. This is a live performance, Moscow 2020, so not that long ago, although actually 2020 does seem like a long time ago. But this is a reaction and an analysis, so I will be stopping and talking about the vocals. If you'd rather watch the full video uninterrupted, I've left the link to the original video in the description below. Please do go and check me out over on Patreon as well. There are lots of other links in the description below. Like my second channel, go and have a little peruse. But otherwise, let's get to it. That's beautiful.
I still remember us, were the times where we won, when we were war. Do you recall? Nothing was dangerous. We had the strange to live our streams, to feed our souls. Now what is left of all this love? Is I the pain that I find against?
I know I've gone over the minute. Oh no, what's gonna happen? There is such great control. There's a lot of breath coming through his vocal folds. So when we sing, when we talk, when we use our voice, the vocal folds are vibrating to create the sound. When we vibrate, we're making sure that the vocal folds are connecting, because every time we do, that's the tone. If we were just sending breath, then just breath is coming through. But if like this, there's a little bit of breath and tone, what's happening? I'll go back to my normal speaking. What's happening is that when it's vibrating, there's little pockets of breath coming through, and that's what we're doing here. There are lovely moments where it does get really clear, and then suddenly we go back to breath. So such agility to be able to control already between the breath and clarity that DIMASH is delivering beautifully.
I still remember us, were the times where we were.
This is the first few seconds of this song, and we're already just showing such great strength and control in that quality. What's really interesting is that occasionally we hear these lovely, like a low note before we come up to wherever the pitch is for the main, or the rest of the phrase, which is really interesting. It just means that we're getting lovely thick sound, thick fold, and then we just go up to wherever we are pitch-wise. It's really lovely and just got this lovely grumble to it.
When we were
Such delicate notes as we are hitting that. We went into a bit more of a higher, softer quality. It's very falsetto. So falsetto is where there's lots of breath present. It does typically happen when we sing higher, but we can bring a falsetto quality lower. Here, we can hear that it's a little bit higher in our thin fold quality. It's beautiful. There's that moment right at the very beginning where he brings the mic up, and I felt like he was going to start, but he delayed that entrance. He didn't just bring it up right when he had to start singing. It's adding to the drama of this performance. That beautiful opening, which was had such a romantic kind of almost Disney-esque feel. It just felt very, Your Love, okay, that's the title. So it very much leans into that. But I love how he drew up his mic and he still didn't start singing. It's just there's just a lovely aura around this.
I still remember us, were the times where we won, when we were war.
Twice it happened here actually, where he he like starts on the well we were, it's a bit too low that note, wah, and then he like comes off the tone and it's just breath at the end. The tone has disappeared. Do you see how much he's really controlling this with the breath? The breath is the most important thing about this whole opening sentence. The vibrato, star. It's very, I was going to go for the low note again. The vibrato is very wide as well. It just goes for this warmth feeling.
Nothing was dangerous. We had the strength to live our streams, to feed our souls.
He did it again, there's the souls part. But what I want to talk about here that he does is a lot of vocal fry. So this is where the vocal folds are at their most relaxed. It's the slack quality before then finding that clarity. But then playing with breath. See, now he's invited a third tool actually to this quality. It's so good, it's so beautiful.
Now what is left over this love?
Beautiful anchor point at the lower notes.
What can I do to love again? I care so
I love those chord progressions. Those chord progressions are really interesting. He's navigating this so beautifully. Like, you know, it just all feels so connected. What I've mentioned there, those anchored parts at the bottom, you know, we're going up to a breathier quality. We can hear up at the top, it's lovely and thin fold. When we hit a higher note, the vocal folds are stretching out and thinning out. So we're, you know, we're going into that quality. But when we start these phrases, when we start those phrases, I think there is a bit of vocal fry, but it's very clear. We're creating a nice foundation so we can continue ascending and decreasing that connection so it becomes breathier as we ascend. If we started breathier, it wouldn't feel that as dramatic when we get breathier up the top because that quality hasn't really changed. That second time that we did this phrase though, there was a slight difference. It felt a lot darker. I think there was more of a manipulation of the larynx as we tilt that forward. So it just meant that as we ascended, maybe we didn't bring in as much breath as quickly as we did previously. We stayed a little bit more connected and allowed us to go through this sob quality.
what can I do to love again?
This sob quality, which is like, you know, so that sob quality is that yawn kind of setting. If you were just to yawn, you might yawn now because I've said the word yawn so many times. I apologize. Just notice what your larynx does. It should dip down, right? We can feel it drop down. So it's making that space larger from the larynx out. The pharynx, the journey is longer, so it's much more of a darker sound. We've got that tilt happening. Yeah, notice how it sticks out at the bottom. And then breathy.
Where do you live? What do you do at night? Do you still care? Do you still share memories? And when I sing, do you still hear my voice? Singing to you every note I can see.
The way this builds is so interesting. That accordion that just came through, I was not expecting that instrument to pop in. Staccato feels we have now, that plucking on the strings, really, really cool, because now what's happening vocally is we're a lot more fuller. So we're getting lovely full vocal fold closure. Dynamically, we're a bit louder because we're fuller. You know, to get a full sound, if we're throwing breath, we associate breathiness, quiet. So if we want a dynamically louder sound, the fuller we are, the more vocal fold closure we're getting, the louder naturally we're going to be. That's not saying that we can't have full vocal fold as we're full, like clarity, clear notes, full vocal fold closure happening when we're quiet. But if our intention is to be loud, that's going to be how we're going to best do that. Something I really love, I don't know if you noticed, he almost did like a ball change. He really got into that stance. Our body is the structure, is the frame. So I love that he really just prepped himself. He almost lunged into that.
Where do you live? What do you do at night? Do you still care? Do you still share memories? And when I see
That bass there as well. Oh, harmony is here, yeah.
hear my voice singing to you
I want to talk about that moment as well. Voice. There's an added harmony there, so we have two voices, both doing the same thing, really just following the lead for what DIMASH wants to do as well, unless it was a note for both of them, but it feels like we're just following, DIMASH, the lead singer. So we fall off that. Whilst we're doing that kind of da, like almost like a glissando off the note, we're also getting quieter. So he's still playing around with dynamics. Even though, yes, overall we are dynamically louder, doesn't mean everything has to then be sung in that quality. We're still bringing it back. It draws us in. It's the drama that he's building. We're getting different instruments. That bass run up in the middle of that link there was really fun, but the plucking staccato, it's amping up this drama that we're feeling. Well, there's one octave above as well. Yes. Oh. Look at his stance. Oh. Okay, hold on. 1 second, sir. So same phrase that we just had before where we went lovely, falsetto and breathy, right? The thin fold has only so much connection. There's only so much that we can get louder, than what our thicker folds can probably do a lot better, a lot easier, I should say. So the thin fold, we've got this action, we've got lovely clarity happening. What's happening now is there's some twang involved. Twang is what's going to be driving us here. Twang is the narrowing of the AES, which is an area just above the vocal folds, and it's just going to really highlight this mixed voice that he is currently in. When I talk about the mixed voice, it is a blend of our chest voice and our head voice. There isn't just one mix. We can really play around, and we can, he's navigating from the thick folds, chest voice, all the way up. There will be, anatomy-wise, we're going through the first passage where we kind of experience that that break moment in our voice, but we're not hearing that because DIMASH is obviously going through and navigating, going through a mixed voice, blending elements from his chest and head voice to understand, to kind of go through the section beautifully. Is a glottal onset on this ah. This is incredibly, there's so many factors that happen. The higher we are, note-wise, and with the intention of it being a glottal onset, the more like dead on the note, which is obviously what he does beautifully controlled. Wow. I love that. Please say. Wow, that last note was a lot more, it was a lovely chest dominant belt. And I think especially when we land on its straight tone, da, like, oh, that wasn't straight tone, da, just without the vibrato, then as soon as the vibrato comes in, we can hear it feel lighter. Another thing with this area of his voice where he's beautifully blending and going through his mixed qualities, sometimes a bit more chest dominant, sometimes a bit more head dominant, sometimes just more of a 50-50 right bang balanced mix. He is keeping lovely and narrow with his mouth. Occasionally he does spread, but otherwise overall we see this lovely lovely narrow shape of the mouth. As we spread, and I think it's those lower notes that we're spreading a little bit, the chest voice wants to come up. Whereas if we keep that narrow, we have a lot more control over the sound coming out. Okay, hold on, sorry. Whoa, I was not expected to go into this. We go to this beautifully open operatic sound, right? So that in order for us to get this, we need to be in a rounded shape. That larynx is also going to be tilted a little bit, otherwise it becomes quite pinched and forced. We need to have lovely space. The soft palate risen, so we've got a lovely open pharynx. Just everything is working together in this open space. It's beautiful. It's lovely, and it's a thin voice quality up the top. The vibrato is coming in as well to soften that up, but it's a lovely clear sound. We can hear that. Then, as soon as it goes even thinner, much more into what could be a whistle territory, it becomes much more staccato. I'm not going to attempt it. We're going to let DIMASH do it again because it's so beautiful. And these have glottal onsets. Before it was lovely legato, lovely connected. Now we're staccato, plucking it all and having a glottal onset, which again, up there, the vocal folds need to know exactly where they're going. No pressure, like no, just the right amount of resistance, obviously, to get that clear sound across, but no added pressure. It's so relaxed. Hold on to it, get that lovely legato as we descend, and then he sends the volume forward and then controls it back with a diminuendo. It's so special. Sorry, was the man just skipping around when he was just hitting these? This is just goes to show how the body's just not restricted and like having to like stand in a really rigid, tense way to hit these notes. He was genuinely skipping. I'm baffled. I've never seen that in my life. Someone skipping whilst like la 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 singing up there. The control he has to go through the different registers is just beautiful. Masterclass. It's just wonderful. He's, I mean, look at this stance as well. He's literally, if anyone has done karate Shotokan, he's like Kibadachi right now. He's in that stance. The man is just going to continue rising. I hope we all realise this. And he clearly can. Lovely chest dominant mix up there. And as we descend on the note that we just heard there, I'll play it again, it lands a lot thicker. So it's not like he's bringing that quality down to a point where, like he could have just continued that in the same quality. But the fact that we're landing much thicker, it's much more, or it just lands a lot fuller. It just lands in a like the correct way for him rather than bringing that down. It's again, is that drama. Beautiful. I love these throws aways as well. The timpani. I would be up on my feet. Oh my gosh. Get up, clap for the man. And also I was kind of pointing up here because did you see that space that was lovely? You could see that lovely arch on the roof of his mouth, the ceiling. That soft palate is up. If we were that soft palate was a little bit down, we'll be getting a little bit of a nasalized sound, and it's fighting for where it wants to go out. Soft palate risen just means that it's coming out. The breath is coming out of his mouth, getting the best use of that sound and space. Wow. I definitely needed a DIMASH journey again because it has been a while. Wow. That was wonderful. Your Love. Beautiful song. I love the way it built. We knew it was going to build somewhere because of how the beginning was, what DIMASH showed and displayed. Just a wonderful artist. I loved it. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, a bell button, and a thumbs up button. Please let me know what other song you'd like me to check out from DIMASH. I do have quite a few DIMASH reaction and analysis videos out already, but it's been a little while, so do let me know in the comments. Do go and check me out over on Patreon as well, but I will see you very soon for some more. Bye.